x264 are proud to take you to Dublin for the All Blacks versus Ireland.
The 1905 originals were the first All Black side to play Ireland, and they won that day 15-0 and started a record which shows no defeats in 27 games, a draw in 1973 being the only hiccup. This All Black side under Steve Hansen comes to the Aviva Stadium in Dublin with a perfect 13-0 record in 2013 and a chance to become the first international team in the professional era to remain undefeated. Overcast day in Dublin. Justin Marshall and Tony Johnson join me in commentary. And Justin, big day for both teams.
Certainly is a big day. Welcome in, everybody. The last test for the All Blacks in an extremely successful season. They'll be ultra keen after last year against England to finish it on a high note and go into the summer very pleased with what they've achieved so far this year.
Tony Johnson, a sideline.
Well, it's a gloomy afternoon, but the pitch is in very good condition and we've got fine weather here. They're calling it a mild day. It's about 7 degrees. Expectant crowd. I don't know what they're expecting from Ireland, but they're hoping for something really special here this afternoon.
Yes, the ground filling up. It is a capacity crowd expected, and so we're just awaiting the arrival, and here come the two sides.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome
Richie McCaw leading the All Blacks out for the 87th time in a test match. And Richie McCaw himself has had more test wins over Ireland than any other player in the history of the game, 13 of them. So the great skipper leads the New Zealand team up and looking very relaxed indeed. And just a reminder of that late replacement too. If you hadn't picked it up, Luke Romano is a late withdrawal. He has a virus, and so Brodie Retallick will play and Liam Messam will join the reserve bench. So very bad luck for Luke Romano, who's had a wretched season after being injured in Sydney in the first Bledisloe Cup test.
Let's give it up for Ireland!
Now Paul O'Connell and Ireland. As always before these games, there'll be great pomp and ceremony with both teams being introduced to the President of Ireland. We'll have the anthems and the haka before the game starts.
Ladies and gentlemen, would you please welcome the President of Ireland, President Michael D. Higgins, escorted by the President of the IRFU, Mr. Pat Fitzgerald.
So the President of Ireland, Michael D. Higgins, will go firstly to be introduced to the All Black captain, and he in turn will then introduce the players. across to meet the Irish team.
Well, always as a player, when you get the opportunity to meet and greet dignitaries from all around the world, it is a special moment. Springs to mind for me, like Mandela and co, but it is quite time consuming. The players have finished their warm-ups, they now have this, the anthems, and then obviously the haka. So it is, when you know that you're meeting the respective dignitaries, you make sure that you have that time to regather yourself, refocus, probably they might do a slight little warm-up before a kick-off, which would be unusual, but this sort of situation does present itself to that.
Well, it is unusual to see the All Black team out there in tracksuits. They normally don't bother with that, but it is a long pre-match, if you like, as the president departs the field, and he will watch from the official box. It's a big day in Dublin, an international of this magnitude.
Everybody, please be
And now we stand by for
the
national anthems. just before the All Black haka. Let's have a look at the All Black team. 6 changes now from the winning team at Twickenham last week. 2 of those, of course, injuries to Dan Carter and Richie McCaw. And just repeating, Luke Romano, late withdrawal, replaced by Brodie Retallick. Stephen Luatua takes over from Liam Misham, who goes to the bench. Corey Jane back on the right wing. And Joe Schmidt hasn't reacted to his side's loss too badly last weekend. In fact, it's the same forward pack. And Brian O'Driscoll, of course, there for the last time against the All Blacks. Johnny Sexton is fit and ready. Okay, let's go to the haka. Always popular. Liam Misham now on the bench, leading the haka. There's the great Brian O'Driscoll. 128th Test match equals the record previously set by Ronan O'Gara. And the All Blacks giving the haka plenty. The last for 2013. TJ Perenara there, an opportunity for a test debut for him today. Here's Nigel Owens of Wales, who did such a marvellous job in Johannesburg when the All Blacks played the Springboks. Jerome Garces of France, Greg Garner of England are the assistant referees, and Graham Hughes of England is the TMO as the match ball is delivered to Aaron Cruden. One of 6 changes in this All Black team from Twickenham last week. The crowd have found their voice early.
Retallick out to the left of Cruden as we look at it. The All Blacks have the opportunity for the split kick-off. Which way will they go? They've gone mostly to the right.
So the 28th time that New Zealand have played Ireland, and Retallick the opportunity to get into it, but it's been flicked away by Tommy Bowe, and Ireland have regained the kick-off and done it well. Johnny Sexton, here is the skipper, Paul O'Connell, and they'll be looking to him for inspiration today as well. There's no question about that, as Ireland have it through Rob Kearney. There was a question mark over Kearney as well. Conor Murray is at halfback. Here is O'Connell getting involved again early. All Blacks trying to turn it over. Wyatt Crockett in there, and it looks like they have. That's a great turnover. And it's coming for Aaron Smith. Cruden standing away to his right, hands it on. Dagg looking to get through the gap. But David Kearney, who's playing on the left wing side, and spoiling it was O'Brien. Penalty though. And no, in fact, it was held by the All Blacks. Thought it might have been against O'Brien.
Well, I think it was Best that was actually over the ball. Got the New Zealand player there for holding on too long in the finish, Nigel Owens. It was a good turnover from Wyatt Crockett. From the ruck, O'Connell was coming back from the far side. The transition time, he was too deep. Kieran Reid went forward, and quick as a flash, Crockett was on it. The All Blacks attacked down that right-hand side, but Ireland were equal. They got the turnover back, so one apiece in the early exchanges.
Dagg trying desperately to get through the gap there, but Ireland now through Rory Best. There's a huge man in the line out here, Devon Toner. But they go with O'Connell, who tips it and finds Murray, taken down by McCaw. Now standing over it is Cian Healy. A little bit of controversy yesterday when he said he didn't really like the haka very much. Taken in by Jamie Heaslip. Now Murray sends it wide. Here's the man with the beard, Gordon Darcy. so happy to be back in this Irish team as Murray sends it wide. And Rob Kearney, you'll see a lot of him up from fullback today. Conor Murray flicks it over. And there's the big guy I was talking about, Devon Toner. Now Sexton gets it wide for Darcy. O'Driscoll puts it onto the boot. And awkward for Dag. And it might have been knocked on by Dag here, we'll see. Yes, it is. Nigel Owen says so.
Well, it was an interesting option from O'Driscoll. They were actually building quite nicely there, Ireland. But the bounce was favourable. It actually set up beautifully. This is the line-out take, one-handed from O'Connell. Superb. And just slaps it down to Conor Murray. From there, they launch their attack, but good early hands on the ball. The midfield looks dangerous. Darcy and O'Driscoll can punch. And Kearney out, Rob Kearney out the back. Looks nice and fit and ready to play.
Well, they've done what they wanted to do, Ireland. They've got the crowd in the game.
So, first scrum of the game. Conor Murray.
Crouch. Bind.
It's a pretty experienced Irish front row here.
Yes, mate.
On this loose head, it's Cian Healy. Murray gets it in, trapped by Heaslip. He's going to have to release it, does so, and turn back on the inside for David Kearney.
No interference. Release.
Murray goes again. Charge from Healy. Murray. Good build-up here for Ireland as Murray. Here's Heaslip. Big, powerful number 8. They're only 5 metres away now, Ireland, and a real opportunity as O'Mahony gets within a couple of metres. Now Murray goes himself. He might have got there.
He's certainly over the line.
They've got to check it upstairs by the looks of things. But Conor Murray, who was a big success on the Lions tour.
Well, he certainly was over the line. There's no doubt about that. We could all see it. He's over. Just does he get it down? Jerome Garces said, I think there was a knock on. Now, it's just whether he's dropped it. The ball goes to the ground, but has Retallick dislodged it? You'd have to say yes, he has dislodged it. He's not in control of that for mine.
Let's have another look. Well, that particular angle is favourable to Ireland.
Yes, it is.
Hello, Graham.
Yeah, you may want to try.
Thank you.
Well, there you go. Try being awarded. And the little halfback from Munster, Conor Murray, gets the scoring underway here.
That was a great start from Ireland. The build-up leading to this, which resulted in the scrum off the O'Driscoll kick. And then the charges were nice and confrontational, quite direct. Ball runners just going at All Black defenders, got in over the advantage line. Then it was the quick ball. Conor Murray decided to go back against the grain into the left-hand side and got the ball down.
Sexton's kick. In absolute silence. Reminds us of Munster a few years ago. Let's see whether that works out with the All Blacks kick, but very good build-up here.
I certainly was. Heaslip first, then they have another go at the line there. Then they go with O'Mahony, and then back on the left. He just goes against the grain, Murray. And over he goes in 3 All Black tacklers. Great start from Ireland. New Zealand need to respond.
Cruden comes to this near side this time, and Toner can't control it. And so the All Blacks will have the ball. It's been flung away by Hoare into the arms of Stephen Luatua. Getting a start today as Smith goes to Cruden, has a go at the gap, wriggling his way through. Got it off to Nonu at full steam, just near the 22. Martin Nonu. Smith whips it off the deck immediately. Dag puts the kick in, but it's into touch. But Aaron Cruden taking the line on
Oh, he did. Equally, though, I don't think Dag, he'd like to get that kick back. I don't think it was the right option. They were way in behind. The ball speed was incredible. Look at the offload here from Cruden. Just wriggles free, as you mentioned. It gets the palm out and then rolls the ball out of the hand. Just nonchalantly offloads Nonu. Look at that ball placement. Bang! Away goes Smith. I think Dag should have taken the contact there.
Rory Best finding O'Connell. Good defensive line out by the Irish. Held in the back here by Sean O'Brien. And making good progress. Still only 10 metres away from the line, the try scorer Murray. Now the All Blacks in after it. It's been lost. And Ireland are going to try and run this out from their own goal line. O'Driscoll sends it wide, but it's a poor pass. And problems here for David Carney. The All Blacks getting there in numbers. McCaw looks to go quickly.
Don't call it don't call offside like that, please.
He's just got a little bit too excited there, the Irish.
If I do, I'll let you know.
Maybe there was a bit of space, but you'd have to think that after that good drive from the line out, Murray needed to go long, just get them out of their own territory, because now the mistake puts them under pressure.
Absolutely right. Yeah, the kick was too short. Didn't hit it well. They still won the ball back. And then there's an opportunity to kick. No one wanted to kick off their left foot, so they decided to run it. The All Black pressure have got them in this position.
Andrew Hoare goes short to Luatua, pops it up nicely. McCaw charging round.
Yeah,
They're only 10 metres away, the All Blacks, as Smith clears it out. Faumawina. Aaron Smith again, and sold the little dummy and held it up. Now it's with Andrew Hoare, probably in his last test match, battling his way close to the line.
Release!
Brodie Retallick in an awkward position, but the All Blacks will somehow work this back as Smith stretches in. Now he clears it off to Cruden. Away for Nonu, looking to get away from O'Driscoll, who hangs on. Ball is loose. Players arriving from all over the place, and Ireland have gone over the top of this. And Murray is able to get it away, and Sexton can clear. It's not out though, and Dag just on his own side of halfway, looking to link up with Savia, but again the defence is good, and Ireland pouring into the rucks. Murray's got to kick again, no fullback. So back goes Jane, and he hasn't touched it, and hands it off to Cruden, and Aaron Cruden clears it away. But Ireland are bustling and hustling.
They certainly are. They're aggressive at the breakdown, and all of this attack was built on the offensive way that they came forward on defence. Look at them, the way they hit the ruck, it's all legal. The ball goes bouncing forward, a toe hacket from it, O'Connell, and then from there Murray gets a better purchase on his kick. Good physical start from Ireland.
Well, there was a nice little moment just before the teams broke up from the national anthems. Paul O'Connell, a great player, Brian O'Driscoll beside him, and they just had a bit of a hug and a word to each other. Two great players, maybe both of them playing their last against the All Blacks. Yes, they want to make it count.
Yep, two warriors of Irish rugby for sure. As it comes into the midfield, Heaslip lowered and a good tackle by Cruden. Now Murray gets it away and spinning nicely and popping it up. Here's Best. Rory Best. They're playing well with Ireland, there's no doubt about that at all. Here is Heaslip again. He's just picked himself off the ground and taken down by Sam Whitelock. But right in centre field on the 22, and O'Brien almost got through. Got it away to Murray. He can't quite link up just yet. Standing over the ball. Here's O'Brien again. The green machine trying to drive him over. Now Murray clears it away. Best. And he's over. Rory Best. They've got two.
Hang about, the All Blacks can score some special tries. You won't see a better one than that this year. What a build-up. Rory Best finishes it, but every player was involved, particularly in the loose. It started with a nice set-piece move. Then look at this. Murray goes around the back. Instead, he hits the short runner, Healy, the pop to Best. From there, the recycle is nice and quick. It goes out. Heslip featured many times. O'Brien goes through the middle of the offload. Murray, fantastic hands, close to the turf. Again, the ball's nice and quick. They park up over it here. Out it goes to the right. Best is faced with two All Black defenders off the left foot and powers his way over. Oh, Ireland, they are simply on fire, TJ.
Well, this is wonderful. It's not just about spirit. and passion and determination. There was some fantastic skills, great ball support in that movement.
Okay, boys?
Is this the same team that played Australia last week?
No.
In name only. There weren't many changes. In fact, none in the forwards. A couple in the backs.
Clear and obvious, stick the flag in, okay?
But as the All Blacks have discovered in 2013, they bring out the best.
They certainly do.
We're just whispering here. Target from Johnny Sexton. 2 converted tries, the first by Connor Murray, the second by Rory Best, and suddenly the All Blacks are 14-0 behind.
Well, this is an unbelievable start. Ireland have done this in the past and haven't been able to sustain it. Can they do it today?
Ireland 14, New Zealand 0.
Not surprisingly, the crowd are right into this as Cruden keeps it low. This time Toner goes up, but it's deflected away. And it looks as though it's going to be an All Black ball. Yes, Ireland have got away to some roaring starts in games in the past, but just haven't been able to kick on.
2:08, Toner. That's 6:10 in the old style.
Huge man, as Kieran Reid is the target at the back. And then they go short to Nonu. Oh, Johnny Sexton reeled away from that contact, but he seems okay. And the All Blacks need to pick it up here, as Falmoina just did. Here's McCaw, who made his debut here back in 2001, as Aaron Smith moves it away to Cruden. Defence is sound. Luatua not held, so just rolls one extra. Now here's Nonu, looking to go past Mike Ross. Off it goes now to Ben Smith. Ball is loose and kicked away. Reid tries to bring it under control, and it's gone back. So it's play on. 10 out from the 22 as Murray reaches in. And again, Ireland give it a bit of width as the little kick goes through. Oh, it might have been checked. No, it's okay. Snapped up by Jane. Crowd not happy about that as the little kick through. Now Aaron Smith away for Cruden, and he's got a nice angle on this kick, and he got it away from Tommy Bowe and settled us all down inside the 22.
It was very good from Cruden, nice and composed. That's what the option required at the time. That's the O'Driscoll turnover. He manages to get the ball. The Sexton kick, that's not really checked, that's fine.
What the All Blacks are going to have to do is support the ball carrier and make sure that they're really accurate at the breakdown, because the Irish are just hoeing in.
We've got a problem here with Rory Best. Everybody was looking around at the line-out saying, where is he? Well, he's being attended to. There he is.
Well, they had a real opportunity prior to that Sexton kick to Ireland. The turnovers caught the All Blacks unawares, and as they spun it out to the left, it was just the fact that somebody threw a big wide pass. They saw the space and recognised the numbers, but the pass took away the time and space. As we look at Rory Best, he doesn't look good. In fact, that does not look good at all.
That looks like a break.
And
so Sean Cronin
looks good and tidy so far. Rest assured, we don't lose any issues.
This is the man likely to come on in 16, the man from St Mary's College, Leinster. I'm not all that happy about Johnny Sexton either. He's signalling to the sideline. I don't know that the number 10 is all that great after taking that hit, but this is a real blow for one of Ireland's better forwards.
Well, they lose a lot as well. No disrespect at all to Cronin coming on, but he's very good over the ball, Best. So they do lose something there.
He's almost in tears as he leaves the field.
So Sean Cronin throws, dragged down by Devon Toner. And again it's O'Brien parked at the back of this maul.
Still moving.
And this is very good concerted driving here from the Irish pack. McCaw trying to get in there to stop it. And it's going to be a penalty. They came in on the wrong angles, the All Blacks. And they are rattled, there's no question. 15 minutes into this game, they just can't get into it.
Well, Ireland are winning everything they need to win. They're winning the odd breakdown, so they're turning the All Blacks ball over, but their line-out is functioning well at the moment. So they're getting a good foundation, good platform. They're not conceding ball. The All Blacks thrive off competing, of set-piece, frustrating teams. And at the moment, Ireland are winning and doing everything. Their scrum was good. Remember the lead up to the try, their scrum was nice and solid. So everything they're doing is accurate. I'm surprised if Sexton's... He went into this with a hamstring complaint though, didn't he, TJ? Not an upper body one.
Yeah, no, he just took a heavy knock in the tackle. I think he's okay now, but just for a moment he called for some attention while they were taking Best off. He looks like he's all right now.
O'Connell the target. Luatua did a good job, got through, and here's an opportunity for the All Blacks to turn this over. Snapped up by Andrew Hoare, and off he goes. Just in Ireland's territory. Away it goes to Cruden, off it goes to Nonu. Just a little hesitant, wasn't quite sure, and took the inward path. There's Aaron Smith, rips it away again to Cruden, almost snuck through the gap. Good tackle. Here's a gap for Aaron Smith. Beautiful stepping. O'Brien handed away by Retallick. Here's Cruden again. Dag can't hang on.
They won't catch him.
I don't think they will. This is Rob Kearney, and this is going to be a third try.
Wow! Not a man is in his seat. The minute that ball went from Israel Dag forward, if Kearney could hold on to that, was a big if, because he juggled it. There was nobody there. You knew straight away if he could just hold the ball that he would have the speed. Fullback against number 8. Watch here as he just slightly struggles to gather it there. He gets it under the belly. From there on, not a soul was going to catch him. This is a blistering, incredible start from Ireland, and the All Blacks are really going to be pushed to get back into this test match.
Well, this is the man whose fitness was in doubt throughout the week. But what a moment, and you can just sense it now in the crowd. This is an Irish team that were written off by everyone. They have the chance now to make history. There's a long way to go in this game, but 19-0 with the kick to come. That is a huge lead.
Well, just listen to the crowd, they're buzzing. Can't believe it.
Well, it fell into the right place for Ireland. It could have gone anywhere, that ball, but it fell right into the lap of Kearney, and he just streaked away.
He's off the posts. So it's an unconverted try scored by Rob Kearney. Steve Hansen, I'm sure, can't believe it.
Just watch here as it bobbles, and that's just whether or not it was going to land favourably for either team. It landed favourably for Ireland, and that's the start that they've had. That's how good they've been.
Well, all through the year, this great All Black side has responded to adversity, but they've not had to come back from something like this.
The kickoff, Toner this time. Nice aerial skills by the big man as the All Blacks get in there to try and disrupt. It's coming though for Murray, and Dag waits. David Kearney is right there in the yellow boots. There it is for Smith, but again, there's Carney back again. And they are hitting these rucks really hard as Kieran Reid serves it up to Savia. Now here is Cruden. Just looking a little out of sorts at the moment as he ran around in circles. Now he gets it, Cruden. Hands it on to Ben Smith. Has a little crack at the line. Puts the kick in, and it's well picked up by Rob Carney. And it's recovered by Nonu. Loose pass though to Whitelock. And Big Sam Whitelock is at halfway. We're 20 minutes into the game as Nonu kicks. And, well, Carney did his best, but the flag is up. The flag is up, so a little game going on. McCall wants it quickly. He put his hand on over the line just before he released the ball.
It's just a slip. You can see his right foot there slipped underneath him because he had such speed going forward just to make the catch. He couldn't stop himself in time. Short line out for the All Blacks.
So the All Blacks win it through Kieran Reid. Out to midfield it goes. And Brodie Retallick, who only found out this morning he was playing. Here's Dag taking the in pass. Irish defence pretty solid though, as Andrew Hoare snaps it up and lays it back. Now Aaron Smith away for Cruden. Luatua ranging wide. Good defence on him though by Paul O'Connell, as Aaron Smith again. Whitelock looking for very quick ball as Nonu probing, having a look. Sexton gets to him. Heaslip is front on. Now here's Wyatt Crockett on the charge as the All Blacks build right in front of the goalpost. Off now to Whitelock. He's been involved twice in the move already. Retallick swings it wide. Loose pass. Now Cruden gave it up to Luatua. He in turn got it back on the inside. And the All Blacks continue to threaten here as Aaron Smith. Here is Faumuina. Ball jolted clear and jolted forward.
Well, better concerted attack from the All Blacks. Look at the skill from Luatua. Look at that pass. Skill level. He was going to get pushed into touch, managed to stay and keep both feet in play and then flick it out the back door. From there across to Faumuina. He gets hit pretty hard here, underneath and over the top to both the locks. O'Connell and Toner knock him down. But better from the All Blacks, more direct. I think in the first 20 minutes they were very standoffish, didn't want to take the contact. That was better, it was direct. And there's a couple of hundred test caps on the bench, Nisbo.
Yes, both players ruled out, of course, after Twickenham last week. Chance for the All Blacks to have a little chat here. Sam Whitelock doing most of the talking.
Just waiting while Cian Healy gets attended to. He's been well fired up in this game, but he's back to his feet.
Lost on black in the green ball, yeah?
Just a great shot from that ultra slow motion camera of Luatua thinking about the process. You could see there, he just braced himself, braced his body, and then you could see that he thought, well, this is what I've got to do, and implemented the skill perfectly.
So the new man in the middle of that front row, Sean Cronin. Cian Healy on this near side, the loose head side. Mike Ross on the far side.
Set. Yes, mate.
Big scrum for Ireland here. The All Blacks will go for it hard, but Ireland holds up pretty well. And a little pass. Gee whiz, what are they doing? Still there. And that'll be a 5 metre scrum.
Yeah, hit the corner flag,
hit
didn't
the corner flag, so that...
Charge down, went back, post in, 22.
Oh, he's gone for a 22.
It's good refereeing. He's exactly right. It's a charge down. Hits the post, off the All Blacks, 22.
When did it go out?
No, the guy forced it, didn't he?
Yep. Behind the flag. So it's gone off the flag
absolutely,
back.
yeah, of course, yeah.
So Sexton drops out. And Whitelock just got a fingertip on that. But Ireland are hungry. Cronin is first man there. Now Murray. Sends it off to O'Connell. He can be inspirational, Paul O'Connell. Don't forget he's a Lions captain. As Murray makes the kick, waiting for it is Jane. Immediately hands it off to his great mate Israel Dagg, and now Julian Savia, who hasn't been in the game yet. Ben Smith probing his way downfield, runs into Toner, and Smith hands it on for McCaw. Here are the All Blacks right on the 10 metres line. Retallick. Aaron Smith again as they endeavour to crack this Irish defence, and they might through Ben Smith. Got it away to Aaron Smith. Had Cruden on the inside, didn't see him, but they're just creating a few little gaps here and there. Andrew Hoare desperately hanging on, and he's managed to get it back. Good strength. There's Aaron Smith on to Ben Smith. Now Jane hands it on to Luatua. Nice little step, and they're 7 or 8 metres short of the line. Out it goes this time for Reid. Really testing this Irish defence now as Cruden drops the little kicker behind. Here comes Sevilla, running a beautiful angle. And one of the ultimate try scorers in world rugby gets the All Blacks back in business.
And what an excellent piece of vision from Aaron Cruden. The All Blacks build-up was superb. Think about Ben Smith breaking the line inside to Aaron Smith. And from there, the All Blacks attack just structured itself together. There's the break. He goes off with step, back on the inside. Lovely little pass. Nice and patient, Aaron Smith. Took the contact. And look at the vision from Cruden. Recognised that Carney's trying to make his way across. Finds the space, severe pounce. And the All Blacks strike back absolutely when they've needed to.
Well, they absolutely had to be the next team to score, didn't they? Just to try and stem the bleeding. Fantastic read by both players. And now, well, silence for Cruden as well.
Converts the try from in front. 19 points to 7 now, as Julian Savia comes up with his 19th try in test matches in just his 20th test.
I guess the big psychological hurdle for Ireland is what do they do? The All Blacks have had the ball for a long period of times now. It's very evident what they need to do. Score points, get ahead. Now Ireland, a blistering start, but haven't been back in the game since then because they got the points on the board. They've gone slightly more defensive than what they were in the opening 20 minutes.
Just over 13 minutes remaining until the break. Sexton's kick is deep and fielded by the captain. Just out from the 22.
Outside.
Aaron Smith has Aaron Cruden standing really deep, and Murray comes at him.
Okay.
And this may not, no it won't. Taken down by David Carney, gives it off to his brother Rob.
Let him go.
And again Ireland. Again Cruden says I'll do this, but he doesn't quite get there, and Murray snaps it up. Yeah, he said it's open play, and the All Blacks are okay then. But Ireland still have it. Tommy Bowes come in, and Ireland trying to build down this left wing side. Here's Cronin, the reserve hooker. Lays it back. And this time Faumuina's not in a very good position. But the All Blacks have got numbers there, but it hasn't fallen their way. And O'Connell gets rid of Retallick and is put down in the tackle of McCaw as Murray swings it away. Sexton. And this time the kick is fielded by Dagg, and he clears, not making a great deal of ground, but happy to get it out.
Good tackle from McCaw. He got rid of Retallick, said O'Connell. He started this game superbly well. He's an inspirational player anyway, let alone when he wants to throw his body around. He always does, no question about that. McCaw, though, equal to the task. The captain in around the hips and dropped him.
They might just try a drive here. Had a long talk to forwards.
Just look at the position of O'Brien. He's playing at halfback, so he'll, if they do decide to drive, he'll latch on to the ball at the back of the maul. There he is, number 7. and Sean O'Brien, and it's been effective so far in the game.
Through the middle.
Very hard to combat when it's done well.
That's what.
And it is being done well by Ireland today. Murray wants it. He's got his hands on it. He can't rip it clear from his teammate. Now he does. He flicks it back on the inside for David Carney. And Murray awaits once more. Now it's Healy. Oh dear. Not often Richie McCaw gets piled over the top of as Sexton. Here's O'Driscoll. Nonu had to have 2 shots at him. Got him in the second occasion. Now here's Ross. Taken down by Aaron Smith, but the build-up is good again. Darcy chased and taken by Savia, who drove him back 3 or 4 metres. Now O'Brien again, who lost his scrum cap in the previous move, as Conor Murray slings it across to O'Connell. All Blacks making a lot of tackles in the game. McCaw, he got it right. Ireland drive it on. Now Murray slings it wide for Sexton. Goes on his own. Faumuina landed on top. Murray again for Tona. This is relentless from the men in green. O'Connell signals away to the right. Now he hands it off, but the All Blacks were ready. And he's had to blow the whistle here. Nigel Owens, it's not going to come out. And it will be an Ireland scrum. But they are playing magnificently.
Oh, but they're just playing with some brutality. They're not picking space, they're just picking contact, and they're actually winning it at the moment. The key moments there, though, New Zealand did come forward. Faumuina a couple of times. You can see there, McCaw, perfect timing. Conor Murray had his hands on the ball, so he was able to come through and tackle him. O'Driscoll pumps his legs forward. You can see there, they're just winning the advantage line. But at the crucial stages in this movement, New Zealand actually did win it and went forward and stopped the flow when it needed to be stopped. There's Faumuina, makes a good tackle there, and he makes a good tackle not long after this on Healy. Huge work rate for a tight head prop, Charlie Faumuina.
No stationary stable, just up once the ball's in the right feet.
Okay, so it's a 5-metre scrum. Attacking ball. And Ireland have got some potent backs. Let's just see what part O'Driscoll plays in this.
Oh, they look set for a target, the Irish in the back line. Plenty of options. Darcy and O'Driscoll are basically right next to each other. David Carney is just in behind Sexton. And they've been managing to get that right-hand side up quite well, Ireland. But Heaslip's also dangerous off the back.
So Conor Murray drops it in. It's a good straight scrum too. Now it starts to twist, but off it goes. Sexton. Away it goes for Darcy, and penalty against the All Blacks. Scrum went down. Number 1. So Wyatt Crockett. And I'm sure they'll take the 3 here.
Tackles down, okay?
A little bit of deliberation, but Paul O'Connell eventually pointing to the posts.
Well, what about this statistic? 31, nearly 32 minutes of the match gone, 3 penalties, and all of them against New Zealand. But low penalty count. Ireland, in 30 minutes of rugby, haven't conceded a penalty. How good is their discipline?
Well, they've just been too busy playing, haven't they? They've just gone out there. That really good start. You could just sense the belief seeping into the team. And this is a very handy 3 points soon after the All Blacks scoring a try. Just telling them they're not back in the game just yet.
So I'm dealing with it clear and obvious, okay?
That's another 3. 22 points to 7. Ireland lead. There's Joe Smith.
Penalty for Ireland, scored by number 10, Jonathan
I guess the one thing about New Zealand this year is statistically in many matches they've been behind or haven't won that battle, but they're still winning games, and they are that lethal with limited amount of ball. Ireland, be aware of that.
Six and a half remaining first half as again Cruden changes the direction, and nicely done by Bowe. Murray, not a great deal of depth on this kick, and running around after it was McCory, couldn't find it, and it's fallen nicely, and Ireland have it back as Murray is going to kick himself once more. Savia waits and immediately frees it up for Dag.
Stay there! Stay!
Long kick made by Corey Jane. Almost a collision, but Sexton got it in the end. David Carney's going to chase, and there are players coming from everywhere, and it's a penalty against Ireland. So they do concede
5.
a penalty.
Moving across is no good. Just come out, okay?
Just think it's
Moving
really
across
important
on
for
the 10.
Ireland's sake that they keep
Yeah,
playing,
but
that they
Kelly,
don't
a scrum over there.
try and sit on this and
So the
maybe milk
penalties,
penalties.
yeah?
They just keep on going
10 on.
the way they've been going.
Penalties, yeah. Scrum is over there.
They start getting into a defensive mindset. Well, it might just open the door.
Just there.
Well, Aaron Cruden has decided that it's just a wee bit too far for the 3,
Graham, we
so
go back
they've
to
taken
back
the other
next.
option, which is the scrum from where the kick was made.
Say again.
Interesting.
10 metre line.
Yes, you would have thought a kick for touch.
Well, particularly I don't think the scrum started that well. New Zealand's scrum hasn't started as strong as what it could have been. Now they've opted, I think, to
My
take
fault, they told the wrong
the
place
option for the
before
kick at
they
touch.
started. My fault, they told the wrong place.
I think Nigel Owens just admitting there that he thought the scrum was further downfield than it proved to be. That hasn't gone out.
No, it hasn't, and it's been nicely kicked in by Rob Carney, and he slams it away downfield. Kieran Reid waits. Now Luatua, and they move it across very quickly for Dag. Now Savia. This is where the All Blacks can be dangerous when play opens up. Nice timing there by Gordon Darcy. Aaron
Got him
Smith,
up.
yeah, he got his hands on the ball, touched it. That was enough, and that'll be turnover ball.
Yeah, again, it's the rule, obviously. They got him up and held him up nice and early, and from there on they can just fall and collapse and lie all over the ball wherever they want, which is what they did.
The guy attacking the 9, straight through the middle. Definitely.
You'd have to say the All Blacks are just questioning, because it's happened 4 or 5 times now that not only Smith, whoever's been in their halfback position, has been caught by the Ireland players coming through. It's definitely an area I think John Smith recognises as being a threat. New Zealand's quick ball, and he's got his players targeting, pouncing on that distributor before they can get it free.
Bind. Set. Yes, 9.
Murray gets it in.
Let me touch it. No.
It's holding. It's holding. It's a good wrestle. Now up come the front rows, and Heaslip delivers the pass, and Murray keeps it nice and low and makes 25-30 metres with the kick.
You can see there Darcy's come from behind the last foot, so he's come through the middle as well.
Okay.
Quite legal. Not enough New Zealand players there to stop that counter ruck. We need to get more numbers to the breakdown and be nice and solid to stop those players coming through.
So Andrew Hoare finding Stephen Luatua, held in the back there by Reid, about to deliver. Now he does, and Smith works it off to Cruden. Not very much depth on this kick either, and beautifully claimed by O'Driscoll. He's all class, Brian O'Driscoll. He's not held, so he just keeps on going. Fights another 5 or 6 metres. as the pass is delivered off to O'Connell. Slips it back on the inside, and now Murray works it away. Darcy, here's Cronin, the reserve hooker, dragged down by Cruden. Murray again, now Ross. Murray, patient build up as they showed. Here's Healy bouncing out of a couple, but Nonu finishes it off. Now Omani, the blindside flanker for Ireland, as Murray delivers it up. Toner, good tackle by Famawina, but recycling as O'Connell goes in. He's got Cronin looking for it, taken by Whitelock in the tackle. Now it's Sexton, slips the pass for Darcy, got it back. Toner, might have been a player running interference as Connor. Murray at least gives it up to O'Connell. Now Murray, plenty of willing runners. Here's Darcy, away for Ross once more. Murray now slings it away. O'Brien, who has been outstanding in the first half, as he was at the World Cup in 2011. Cian Healy driving hard. Again, the recycling very good. Sexton goes hard at the line, but Darcy drops it. And the All Blacks look to counter, and here they come through Corey Jane. And the chasers are coming. Getting back is Rob Kearney. He's a little bit lonely, but he's got his brother there now. The All Blacks getting numbers, but he's done really well.
Brilliantly well.
Now Murray clears it away, and here's O'Driscoll from broken play. Some of the forwards taking an age to get back, particularly the Irish forwards, but now they're getting there slowly, and he's going to boot it out. And Nigel Owens...
There's still time left.
There seemed to be time left. The players... Looks like it is half-time. Yep. Great relief to the Irish, no doubt. But boy, have they played well in the first half. 22-7 they lead.
Well, what a half from Ireland. The challenge for them is now to not lose that momentum while they're in the changing room.
Let's hear from Kieran Reid.
Kieran, that's probably the toughest 40 minutes of rugby you've had all year.
Yeah, it's just from our point of view, really, when it's not there. So, hey, we're going to turn it around. Otherwise, we're going to be a bit embarrassed to come full time.
I mean, what's been the main problem, do you think?
Oh, just our discipline and our attitude. So, we just can't let that happen again.
Thanks, Kieran.
So there we are, Kieran Reid, part of an All Black team which finds themselves well down at half-time here at the Aviva Stadium in Dublin. Ireland 22, New Zealand 7. A magnificent first half for Ireland at the Aviva Stadium in Dublin. They have scored 3 tries, and we're just seeing the finish of all 3 as Rob Kearney scores the third. The All Blacks picked up one, the deft little kick by Aaron Cruden that was snapped up by Julian Savia, and he put it down. So 3 tries to 1 in the first half. As we have a look at it, Conor Murray got the first, Rory Best got the second, Rob Kearney got the third. Both 2 of those converted by Jonathan Sexton, who kicked a penalty goal, and Savia's try was converted by Aaron Cruden. 22 points to 7. And what a brilliant 40 minutes from Ireland as we relive the highlights of that first half.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention?
And they really built these tries up brilliantly. Only one really gifted to them, that was Rob Kearney's, Justin, but they were able to construct the other ones.
Oh, they certainly were. They started the game in an excellent fashion. The set piece was working well. From there they started to build into their first try, and this was off the back of some beautiful set piece work. Heslett was prominent in all of this. He had about 3 or 4 carries. Again, they go close here, and watch Conor Murray. He goes in here, decides to go back against the grain, pounces, and 3 All Black tacklers, gets the ball down.
Another great move not too long after that, and it was O'Brien who set Murray away. And keep an eye on the hooker. Here's O'Brien again. He has been a colossus in the first half. And Rory Best standing wide. And he stretched over and scored the try.
Well, they weren't done yet, Ireland. The bumble from the All Blacks as they were trying to force their way back into the game. It landed favourably for Carney. The minute that it actually landed in his lap, there was no All Black at home. You could see it was Dag and Jane and co that were up there in that move, so they weren't back covering. And the All Blacks had to fight their way back in, but they did that with some excellent build-up work, Nisbo, and then they struck with a great Cruden kick.
Yeah, lovely little kick, and what an angle that Julian Salvia came. Scythe between two players and picked up yet another test try. So there it is, 22-7 as we look at the stats.
Well, as you can see, the All Blacks have got territory, but they just haven't got possession. And Ireland's been dominating in that area, and it's statistically right through. It shows that there's not been a lot of penalties. But in terms of possession, territory, but most importantly, we all look at the fact that they need more ball, and that's the key thing that they need to get. Look at that time and possession. Fantastic for Ireland.
Okay, let's have a look at sport coming up on Sky over the next week or so. And don't forget the Rugby League World Cup final. This will be a beauty. Anyone who saw the semi-finals will agree. 1:30 Sunday morning on Sky Sport 2, the Kiwis against the Kangaroos. What a battle. Sky TV Fans Choice Try. Remember, there are 10 to choose from, and you get the opportunity to choose the one you like the best. And of course, the announcement will be made at the 2013 Steinlager Rugby Awards, and that'll be live on Sky Sport 1, 8:30 on Thursday, December the 5th. That's coming up on Sky Sport. Coming up on Sky Sport very shortly, though, the second half here from Dublin. All Blacks back on the field here in Dublin, ready to go. Ireland to come shortly. Let's hear from Ian Foster, his thoughts on the first half.
Well, that's probably the most difficult 40 minutes of rugby all year. I mean, what do you have to do to turn it around?
Yeah, it was a poor first 20. They came out and really hustled us and carried strong and won the game line just about every time they had the ball. So clearly we've got to turn that around. I thought we showed some signs of doing that in the second quarter, but we have to play with a lot of composure this half.
You have to make or cut down mistakes too.
Yeah, look, we gifted them too many turnovers, but reality is they were winning the game on their ball carriers. That's got to stop, because that's where they're getting their momentum from, and the rest of it's we just got to slowly build and get a bit of continuity to our game.
Do you feel they've got this 40 minutes in them that they need?
Well, we certainly want it. This is a big game for us, and Ireland have turned up with the performance that we expected from them, and we haven't quite got ours yet.
Thanks, Ian.
Cheers to you.
So plenty of work to be done in the second half. Richie McCaw just had a quick word with Nigel Owens before the second half starts. So this will be a big first 10 minutes in the second half to see whether the All Blacks can be the first team to score. That's pretty important, Justin.
Yeah, it certainly is. And you get the feeling that that's what everybody is thinking here. When are the All Blacks going to strike?
Okay, so the whistle blows. We're underway. Second half as Sexton makes the long kick-off. Taken by Aaron Smith. Off it goes to Luatua. And the All Blacks are going to clear this from inside the 22 with Smith. Again, it's only drifted about 10 metres, been lost forward, and now the All Blacks can counter as the long pass comes out into midfield. Here's Dag, slings it away to Savia. The kick and chase, and the bounce of the ball is favourable. And is hacked away by Carney, straight into the arms of Luatua, and he gets the big legs pumping onto the 10-metre line. He goes, and he sets it right in centre field for Aaron Smith. Away for Cruden. Jane is there. Now Hoare works it across to McCaw, standing wide on the right wing side. The Irish defence has been pretty good, and they've won themselves a penalty as McCaw held on.
Yeah, Sean O'Brien, I tell you, he's really made a good fist of this open side flank berth. You can see there with the headgear, he's over the ball. McCaw is quite clearly holding on. You can see O'Brien is supporting his body weight because he's got his hands on the ball. He's not using the ground or anything to prop him up. His hands are on the ball, so he's got good leg position, nice and strong. He's a big boy to move anyway.
Guys, I've just had a word with Declan Kidney, the great Munster coach, and man who was the coach of Ireland, and he said he's never seen Ireland play. Best 40 minutes of rugby he's ever seen from Ireland. He thinks they'll never get a better chance to win.
Oh, he's on his feet.
Well, they've had opportunities in the past and just haven't quite been able to cash in. 73 was the best effort, a 10-all draw at the old Lansdowne Road, which is right here, of course, where the Aviva is. Here is Ireland with the ball again. Across into centre field it goes for Heaslip. Now Murray. And a little pop pass on the inside for Carney, a set move.
Forward.
Just a little bit laboured though, and forward as well.
Comms are not working, lads.
And now Nigel Owens can't hear his assistant
Sorry,
referees.
lads, the communication is down. Forward pass.
So he is going to need some remedial work done.
I like that from Ireland. Look, it's very easy
There's no way I couldn't hear anything was
for something that has worked for teams not to go back to it. But this is the same setup, the same move that they made the break on for the try in the first half, and they are confident enough to have the variations to go back to that move and try and break the All Blacks open again. And to be fair, the space was there.
Well, while this is happening and while Nigel Owens gets his communication gear repaired, Andrew Hoare leaves the field. Quite likely for the last time as an All Black. He just takes a look up to the crowd. Dane Coles is on in 16.
Yes, well, Andrew Hoare would have been told at half-time that's the way they work. He would have been told, no doubt, at half-time. And a few handshakes there, notably one from Kevin Mialamu, his old hooking mate, if you like, who's running water today. So that may well be the end of it after 83 test matches.
So in the meantime, the All Blacks have had time to think about a move that they think they can crack this Irish defence open with. You can see there O'Driscoll is nice and tight with Sexton. And then on the far side, David Carney. Israel Dagg's really wide from the scrum. He's a good 25 metres from where the scrum is, right on the outside. So you'd expect the opportunity is on the left, because what he's done by having that width is create the option on the left that's made the Irish stack that side.
Yes, Nine. Perfect.
So Smith gets it in, and he creeps away to the right, and in fact he swings it away to the left. So here's Cruden with Nonu. Off it goes to Ben Smith, and he's well contained. Aaron Smith again frees it away for Cruden into midfield for Retallick. And it's been lost forward. I think Retallick tried to slip the pass to Falmoina.
Well, those are the mistakes that Ian Foster was talking about. Just not coming off today. Not a great sign that they're making them early in the second half. You can see that was Healy just getting a hand in there.
Yeah, he actually knocked it back to Healy, didn't he? And it went into Retallick's hands again, who then knocked it forward. That was a reactional thing. Quite unlucky there, the All Blacks, really, to be fair. Retallick's been so good at the line with his decision-making all year, being that first receiver. Sometimes he carries, sometimes he hits his forward partner, or at other times, like we saw at Ellis Park, he hits the first five out the back, which led to a try. He's been very, very good in that area all year.
Lads, let's quicken this up. Let's get in, please, and let's get on with it.
So Dane Coles.
Come on, let's get in, lads.
Two replacement hookers on now. An early introduction for Sean Cronin.
Bind! Set! Yes, mate! Yes!
So Conor Murray. And, well, you don't see it very often, but Nigel Owens said he put it under his own forward's feet.
Well, he didn't want to put it in at all. They were under pressure, but they've taken the tap quickly.
Reed, they didn't get back 10 metres by a long way. And it's going to be another 10. And they may well consider now a scrum after Reed took the quick tap.
I think they're better just to tap and go. The scrum hasn't been super solid, but I think Ireland are thriving on the structure. They're quite liking the set piece. Their scrum's solid. They're able to set their defensive systems here. The All Blacks are so very good off turnover ball, so quick taps, getting in behind, trying to take the tempo. It might just invigorate the players as well. Get their body language, get their speed and tempo that they want in the game up, just by initiating something different rather than going to this structure.
Crouch! are we making this a problem and spoiling the game now? Let's get in and let's get on with it, please.
I guess plus also, the All Blacks are chasing the scoreboard, and the more they go to this scenario, the more it eats up the clock.
Only thing I can think of, Justin, is they just want to try and take those Irish loose forwards out of it because they've been outstanding. Commit them to the scrum.
Yes, mate.
Again, the All Blacks have the numbers away to the right, and they may well swing it back again. They do. So Cruden away for Ben Smith. Cruden gets the little wraparound. Cruden making good ground. Got the pass off to Nonu, and he puts it there for Aaron Smith to clear. Now Whitelock, as they are inside the 22, and Aaron Smith for Retallick. Flying at him was Healy. Now here's Cruden, chased across by O'Brien. McCaw gets his hands on the ball. Well and truly contained, but it's there again as Aaron Smith. Now Cruden, he's just creating a few little gaps with his running. Now here's Retallick, always willing to accept the ball. Off it goes to Nonu, and wide intercept by Tommy Bowe. But he got tackled at exactly the same time, and the clearing kick is made. Not out, so Dag slings it wide. Now here's Corey Jane in a bit of space. That gets knocked away, knocked on by an Irish player. So he's playing advantage here. As Aaron Smith works it away to Dag. Here's Coles. Coles having a bit of a dab himself. Almost to halfway.
Advantage over.
The advantage is gone. Here's Faumuina. Fights through a couple. Good run by Charlie Faumuina. Just 5 metres in Irish territory. Penalty coming the All Blacks' way. And it doesn't come back.
Too slow.
And so now this is 5 metres in All Black territory. And Aaron Cruden, well, I've seen him kick goals from this sort of distance.
I think definitely take it. He's going for touch, but it's not an overly difficult kick in terms of width or anything. Yes, it's got some distance on it, but they're backing themselves, the All Blacks, and Ireland will be aware that they can strike and strike at any time. Their discipline's been good so far defensively, but really going to be under the pump here. Interesting the way the All Blacks are going to the short line. They've got Faumuina, Retallick and Crockett, 2 props out in the back line.
So Luatua right at the front, Whitelock, McCaw's in there, and so's Kieran Reid, and back goes Whitelock, and he doesn't get the ball. It was underthrown and has been claimed by Toner. Ireland desperate, they're not going to get this back though. And the All Blacks, well, they get a reprieve.
Sam Whitelock did extremely well there. They lost the ball, but the reaction of Whitelock, he got underneath Toner, who went up and managed to secure the ball. Watch Whitelock's reaction here. He recognises we've lost it. Down he goes to the ground, and from there, he's the man who keeps the jumper up. We don't quite see it there, and manages to create a collapse more, and the All Blacks get another opportunity.
9 minutes gone, second half.
Crouch. Same standards now, please. Bind. Set. Yes, 9.
Smith in a prime attacking position.
Stay down.
Slings it away. Now Cruden. Away it goes to Savia. Good tackle on him though by O'Driscoll. But the attack continues. Here is a run from Dag. Close. Just couldn't quite get it down.
I want to check if that touched. Time out. Okay, let's go. Let's go. Away.
He wants to check that it might have touched the line.
Looks like it's up, doesn't it?
Time out. Graham. I'm happy with the momentum. I just wanted to check if there was a hand underneath the ball as it went to on the line, okay? So did it touch the line? Momentum and everything is fine. Just check if the grounding, please.
Well, there's no celebrating here from the All Blacks.
No. He put the hammer down, Israel Dag.
I hear you now.
It's a great burst through the middle from Sevilla, and then the recycle was super quick.
Yeah.
it did look like for all money he was going to get there, but look at the defence from Ireland. Oh, he's certainly short. He's happy with the momentum, Nigel Owens, he said, so it's just whether or not he actually gets to the line, Dag. Oh, there's a hand under there. Wow.
Well, let me get this sorted first, please, okay? Graham?
Yeah, hang on, Nigel, just going back for that other angle.
Yeah, okay, show me that other angle again, please.
Yeah.
This is the angle they're talking about, absolutely. You can see here, he's short, momentum carries him over.
Okay, can I tell you what I've seen?
But there's hands underneath.
Yep, go on,
Okay.
Nigel.
Unless you tell me any different on a different angle or a better view, it looks to me like the ball is held up with an arm underneath.
Yes, yeah, I'm with you on that. Okay.
Now the All Blacks have to come all the way back.
Well, the All Blacks had a look at the replay and they all headed back to halfway.
Interestingly, they were looking at the same replay on the big screen that Nigel Owens was. They're all standing in the same spot. They obviously thought different.
Oh, it's a tough call. They're all tough, Richie.
It's a tough call. They're all tough, Richie. Yes.
There's the stand-up comedian coming out, and Nigel Owens again.
The scrums have been excellent. Just keep it going now. Time on.
Okay, so it's All Black ball, remember?
Crouch. Bind. Set. Yes, nine.
In it goes from Smith. Reed holding. Smith swings it away. Cruden off to Nonu. Well defended. Smith gets it off again to Retallick. Who else? Gets himself out into centre field. Now here's Faumawina thundering up the centre. Lays it off again for Aaron Smith. Cole's trying to battle his way through.
Ball is out.
Oh, he just about lost control of that. Here's Faumawina having another go. Aaron Smith once more. Holt turns it back on the inside for Whitelock.
Ruck is called. Ruck called.
Just trying to work them around. Now Nonu. Short pass. Ripped away. And Ireland have got the ball back. All Blacks not looking sharp on attack.
No, he just ripped it out of his hands.
He's penalised the Irish for obstruction here.
Number 4 came right in and took the chaser out.
Yeah, All Blacks coming through to charge down, obstructed by Devon Toner. And it looks like a change is going to be made in the All Black backline. Ryan Crotty about to come on. There it was there.
This is...
That's a tough call.
Yeah.
Because the ball was already, you'd think, almost on its way.
You'd think so. I tell you though, this is the 3 they could have taken earlier. It must have been that Cruden thought it was too far. Has to have been, because it contradicts this decision. So all I can guess is Richie McCaw earlier, 5 minutes earlier, thought that Aaron Cruden said to him, it's too far for me.
Well, the question is, with Ryan Crotty coming on, who's leaving?
Israel Dag is leaving.
Yeah. So Ben Smith back to fullback, maybe? Yes. Cruden's penalty is successful. 22 points to 10. Taken the All Blacks 12 minutes though to score in the second half.
Listen to me, backing it up.
Change being made for Ireland. Rob Kearney, who might have written his name in history today, about to leave the field. Luke Fitzgerald will come on in jersey 23.
He's got plenty of experience. 27th test match for Luke Fitzgerald. Ryan Crotty in just his 5th.
And Kearney doesn't want to know about it.
Time out.
Well, he was under an injury cloud, Rob Carney. He was one of several players.
In fact, I just correction on that. And O'Driscoll's going off. It's a head knock. I think they were set to replace Carney, but now O'Driscoll's had to go in for a concussion check. Here it is here.
Okay, well, he might well be back as the kickoff is made by Sexton, claimed by Whitelock. And the All Blacks have had plenty of possession in the second half as Smith drops the kick just onto the halfway line, and a good contest is won well by David Carney as Murray works it across. Sexton, Darcy, nice work on his feet from Cronin, who's been very good since he came on. All Blacks piling it over the top. The ball wasn't really protected there. There's an Irish player down. Sexton, I think, in back play. So it may well be Sexton.
So they're missing a first receiver. Someone needs to stand up.
So it was Fitzgerald who did that as Paul O'Connell slings it across to his locking mate, Devon Toner. Here's O'Brien, who's abandoned the headgear in the second half. Oh, that's been big turnover, big tackle, and Whitelock ploughs downfield almost to the halfway line. Aaron Smith gets it. Off it goes to Nonu. Remember that Ben Smith is back at fullback now as McCaw has it, slips the pass to Coles. And ball is turned over. Not sure the player was on his feet, but he's been turned over anyway. Now here's Darcy. Can't get on the outside of Luatua, who makes a good tackle. Ball is loose. Ball is there for Retallick. Dragged down by Murray, the halfback. There it is for Nonu. Savia works it away to Ben Smith. Looking to go through Ben Smith. Just on the Irish side of halfway. Long period of play here. And a penalty. Another one for the All Blacks.
Yeah, well, they were a bit unlucky not to get the last one. Heaslip never released the tackled player.
Then you must release. I asked you quite clearly down there. Back you go, please.
Got away with one. They didn't get away with the other. Now the decision has to be made again, and a word with the skipper.
Well, he wants to know whether he thinks he's got the distance here, and he's going to have a go.
Ball.
Well, this is the way that New Zealand will want the game to start to flow.
I explained it there quite clearly. I asked him again here to release, and he didn't. If I have to speak to him again to release and he doesn't, it may well be more than a penalty, okay?
Just talking about O'Brien there. He's had a couple of yarns to him.
Looks like the All Blacks, sorry Justin, looks like the All Blacks might be going to the bench again. Owen Franks and Liam Messam about to come on.
I was about to say before that, the All Blacks will quite like the game to come up unstructured. It's where they're at their best. I think Ireland prefer the structure.
Driscoll looking keen to come back too.
Cruden's kick is, he's dragged it. Didn't really look as though he hit it well.
He tried to overhit it, didn't he? So it's probably at the extent of his range. He just tried to hit it too hard. It wasn't really the rhythm there.
Ireland making a change. And well, they're bringing off Peter O'Mahony. And McLaughlin on in jersey 20. The change is made for the All Blacks. Faumuina and Stephen Luatua are the players coming off.
I think Faumuina's had a magnificent game. I really do.
Leaves the All Blacks without lock cover though.
Yes, it does. As Sexton kicks out from the 22. In goes McCaw and claims it. And Ireland having a real go for this. Now Aaron Smith works it off to Nonu. Here is Retallick once again. Aaron Smith, Nonu, looking to line up Kieran Reid. Hasn't had much space to work in today, Kieran Reid. There's Aaron Smith for Cruden. Quick hands, Retallick. Cole's got into a bit of a gap, pops it up nicely for Owen Franks. Just recently on the field. Here's Nonu. Oh, fell over. And lost the ball and got penalised. Everything went wrong.
Yeah, he's unlucky, man, on it. He just tried to take the little outside step. Fell. And because of that, he had no supporters around him because he shaped the pass. So he shapes the pass, the little outside step. Because he falls, the All Black player was waiting for the pass. The arriving player, Aaron Smith, who was always to the breakdown second or third, was just slightly too late to try and help him out.
Tackled,
bit unlucky.
Tackled by a leprechaun, do you think? Maybe it's their day.
Good probing kick by Jonathan Sexton.
Nearly 3/4 of the way through the game, still 12 points behind. And the crowd trying to ride Ireland home.
1905 they first played. Sean Cronin. Nicely off the top from Toner. Now Sexton slings it wide for Fitzgerald. Rob Carney, who was in danger of going off the field 5 minutes ago, is dragged down in the tackle, and the ball is there as Ireland. They haven't had a lot of ball in the second half, and here is the new man, Kieran McLaughlin. Off it goes to Sexton. Cronin has been everywhere, the replacement hooker, and the ball is there for Conor Murray, and good front-on tackle by Reid on O'Connell as off it goes again to Heaslip, and he slipped a good pass too, but it's been lost and picked up by Franks, and he'll play the knock on. Ireland.
It's not bad though. It's good width, and it's confrontational, which they've been all day. There's the distraught Brian O'Driscoll. He took a very heavy head knock. He tried to rush in on Retallick. Sure, he would prefer to be out in the field than sitting there, but he's played his part, Brian O'Driscoll, under an injury cloud before the game. He's come on, he's been into everything.
Well,
he'll be willing them home, TJ.
Sorry, mate, he got as far as the sideline, but he just couldn't convince them that he was okay. Ireland 20 minutes from history.
Yes,
12-point lead as Reid leaves it for Aaron Smith. Now Cruden standing outside the 22, but finding a heap of space, and that's a very good kick from Aaron Cruden. He had to make sure that he bounced it, and he has done so, and it's taken town play to near the 22. Well, Joe Schmidt, born in New Zealand, of course, and so also John Plumtree. No, the Brains Trust and the coaching staff, what a big moment it'd be as we see another replacement.
Yeah, Ben Franks in 17 for Wyatt Crockett.
So Steve Hansen releasing the bench as Sean Cronin about to throw, does so, always over the top, and it's been grabbed by Whitelock. A bit of a break here for the All Blacks as Nonu hands it on. Here's Crotty cutting back on the inside.
Pass his feet, he can use his feet, it's a run.
It's Massey, now he's got it, Aaron Smith, and he gets Retallick. Now snapped up by Messam, who only found out this morning he was playing as a reserve in this game. Here's Retallick, sends it away, Cruden stabs it through, the runner's coming, and Carney gets nailed in a big tackle by Kieran Reid. Whether he was still in the air or not's another thing. And that's, I think, the reason we're getting this crowd reaction. Players are playing another little game over here, but the referee won't allow this.
Well, they were going to check now. He certainly was in the air, but it was from a grubber kick. He sort of jumped into it. What could Reid do?
So unless that black is willfully taken in the air, we're going to carry on. Have a look for me, please. Thank you.
So it's going upstairs here to Graham Hughes. So it's Carney and Reid.
It looks like a penalty.
Yeah, but, you know.
It's in the air when you had time not to make the tackle. Penalty here,
I do understand the letter of the law. You can't tackle a player when he's in the air, but Reid was, you could see there he was committed. It was a grubber kick, not a usual bomb, so that's been grubbering along the ground. It's just bounced and Carney's decided to jump up. You know what? Hard to pull out, very difficult.
Yes, he can see the funny side of it.
Yeah, well, he milked it pretty well, to be fair.
I don't imagine Kieran Reid can.
No, he was frustrated, Kieran Reid. I can see why. I understand his thought process when he was approaching that player. It wasn't a bomb that went in the air, so...
But it's just another one of those moments, isn't it? So many times in this game when the All Blacks have got into an attacking situation, there's been a mistake or a penalty, and all the while the clock ticks down.
Well, the clock becomes important now. Just 17 and a half as the loose pass is delivered. Now Cronin gets it off to Heaslip. Ireland playing just near their own 22 as Murray hoists high. Savia waits. Bowe goes at him. Bowe can't lower him though. Two big men. And Savia gets it up to the 10-metre line. Now McCaw. Ooh, that was close to forward as he shoveled it on. Now Aaron Smith away for Cruden. Here is Jane. Gets a nice pass off to Crotty. Looking for support on the outside. As the All Blacks continue to ask questions of this Irish defence, which is holding really well, as Aaron Smith whips it off the ground for Cruden. Now here's Ben Smith up in the line, even though he's playing in 13. He's at fullback now. Coles moves it on. Savia's got a bit of space, and Sexton makes a vital tackle. Ball is there for Aaron Smith. Cruden away for Retallick, and here goes Nonu. Pops the pass nicely for Ben Smith. This is starting to look promising as McCaw stands over it. Savia puts it on the ground for McCaw to carry on down the blind side. Now, here goes Retallick. Huge work rate today from him. Owen Franks. The Franks brothers there. Ben Franks! I think he's got there. I think he's got there. Ben Franks has crashed over for possibly his second test try. And the try is good.
That's superb from the All Blacks. That time they were direct. They didn't sort of try to throw too many passes at the advantage line. They went nice and solid into players. Got over the advantage line. Because of that, the recycle was good. And they get close to the line. And Franks pounces, and what an opportune time to score his second test try for the All Blacks.
Well, they absolutely had to make that count. Too many times they've been down there today and have not been able to turn it into points. The kick's important. The kick goes over, then a converted try would give them the lead.
Good check, boys. You working okay?
So some running repairs on the try scorer.
Good, okay.
In the meantime, TJ, I just think I saw Corey Jane leaving the field.
Yes, he's gone back to the bench, and Bowden Barrett is on in 22. So maybe Smith to the wing and Barrett to fullback now.
Now Ireland charging early here as Cruden's kick is a good one. So he makes the conversion. And suddenly it's closed up, 22-17.
Ireland about to make more changes. Declan Fitzpatrick in 18, Mike McCarthy in 19. Devon Toner, the big man, he's had a really good game leaving the field as we have another look at that powerful run by Savia and the finish by Franks. And Mike Ross, the other player, coming off. So a change in the front row, change at lock for Ireland.
Number 3, Mike Ross.
Less than 15 remaining.
Number 19, Mike McCarthy.
The All Blacks now within one scoring play. Closest they've been for a long time as the kickoff goes down to Aaron Smith. And he's immediately going to send it back and put it into touch. So let's have a look here. Looks like Bowden Barrett back at fullback now. Ben Smith back at... Where's he on the wing?
No, he'll go to the wing.
Yeah.
Crotty at centre, so it really is a reshuffled back line. Well, the fitness of this All Black team has been superb. Ireland now definitely trying to slow things down.
Well, they're trying to hang on. They're losing the second half big time. Obviously points are very evident, but also they just can't get their hands on the ball in the right areas.
Have they got the impact with those players off the bench too?
Cronin throws. O'Connell, the captain, reaches up, and they try and control it with O'Brien at the back of the maul. It worked so well for them in the first half, and it's working all right here too. O'Brien still going with the ball, and they moved it away well. There's the odd stray All Black in there, and now the ball is on the ground.
Ruck is called.
And Healy is standing over this. And off goes Healy, thumped to the ground. Reid was in there to make a tackle. Now a charge by McLaughlin. Here's a cross kick for Tommy Bowe. Barrett is up. Oh, beautiful hands, Beauden Barrett. And he released the pass nicely here to Ben Smith. Well, the quality of Beauden Barrett showing through immediately, as now he gets the ball again and has a bit of a dab. Snapped up by McCaw, and the All Blacks have that all-important ball, which they've had plenty of in the second half, as Cruden works it away to Owen and Ben Franks, the Franks brothers, and laid back as Aaron Smith slings it off. Here's Barrett, spins nicely. Made an immediate impact as Aaron Smith again. Now Cruden up to the line he goes. Ben Franks gets a bit of support from his brother once more as Aaron Smith. Here's Savia, turns it back. Barrett again. Played a bit of rugby in Ireland. Beauden Barrett, he sails into another gap. An Irish player is down. I think there was a bit of a head collision there, maybe with Barrett. Barrett came out okay. Here's Cruden, and Ireland only hanging on now as the All Blacks recycle the ball outstandingly well. Oh, penalty against Sam Whitelock, came in on the angle.
Well, Cian Healy's the man down. He looked like he was out cold. In fact, there's a couple of them down. They're just hanging on now, but that penalty, that's gold.
5.
Beauden Barrett.
Well, I think that's where the injury came. I think as Barrett went past him, the elbow caught him. Here it is here. It wasn't an extended elbow. And Healy's having to leave the field. He's hobbling off. He's been heroic today.
Yeah, he has. I agree. He's just had a monumental game.
Jack McGrath in 17.
They can't have many left, Ireland.
No, Isaac Voss, 21, and I think Luke Madigan. They've only got 2 back reserves now.
But what an impact. Exactly what you need as a coach. They must be satisfied. Well, they're obviously still pretty anxious up in that All Black coaching box, but when you inject the player and he comes on and makes an impact like that, he carried the ball about 4 times and caused all sorts of havoc, Beauden Barrett. When you see that, when you're out in the field and you see that player come on, if you're on the field, the other players just recognise they need to try and get that ball to the guy who can break them open.
Well, it's the replacement hooker, Cronin, who's now been treated as the crowd start to sing the fields of Athenry.
I mentioned Beauden Barrett had spent time in Ireland, just as a youngster actually, when his family was over here. And he does regard it as his second home. Won't admit to it, but it's understood that he was the Irish under-10 cross-country champion.
Wow.
Can't remember. You'd think you remember that sort of thing.
Well, you'd think so.
Again, Ireland walking to the line out. Now they get onto a trot, they get the hurry up.
They've got just over 10 minutes to hold out this All Black team and create history. And they're getting all the support they could expect as the line-out throw is good. Off it goes to Sexton, who drops a clever little kick in here, and Savia read it pretty well. Barrett has a hack at it. It's been snapped up, and it's going to be a knock-on. Well, that was clever. Very clever from Jonathan Sexton.
Certainly was. And look at the chase. The chase was very good as well. That's O'Brien. But through first was Fitzgerald. He got there nice and early. There's Heslip as well. It was just timed absolutely superbly, and they all knew what was going on. They all poured through the line. No All Blacks could sort of block their passage through.
Well, what it does is it gives Ireland field position. Maybe even an opportunity to milk the penalty that would put the game out of reach.
Well, you'd think they'd go for the scrum, but there's been so many changes that the dynamic of the scrum would have changed from both sides.
So Conor Murray feeds the scrum. It's under a good deal of pressure. Now it straightens okay. Nobody can get their feet moving. Heslip snaps it up. Murray away for Darcy. Here's a little kick through by Murray. Bow coming onto this, and Barrett can't do anything else but step into touch.
Oh, that's two great plays from Johnny Sexton. It's got the flags waving again, and now Ireland can sniff it once more.
I'll tell you who has been very good today, and that's Conor Murray. Scored the first try. He's been very good at the breakdowns. He's directed the traffic. He's hit the right players. He's gone the right direction. He's had a superb game in the 9 jersey for Ireland. This is a big moment in the All Black season, right here, right now. Big players need to stand up, and what an appropriate couple in shot. Kieran Reid, Richie McCaw, all their experience will be needed.
They'll go to O'Connell, surely.
So Sean Cronin.
They're staying down, the All Blacks.
O'Connell gets it cleanly, immediately gives it to O'Brien. Now they've got to make some progress, otherwise the referee will demand they release it. They're crabbing across a wee bit. Now they get a little bit of forward momentum. And there's a few backs in there helping out too. 5 metres away, still there. Look at all the backs are in. There's only a couple missing now. They go to ground. Now the trick is they got a penalty. Well.
This is huge. One of the biggest moments you would have to think in Jonathan Sexton's career. There's no doubt he will take the 3. That will push them outside of the converted try, Ireland. If he can convert this, you'd think they would probably hang on, Ireland. The All Blacks are capable of getting 7. I have no doubt in my mind, but whether or not they can get 10 in 5 minutes is the bigger ask. What a kick, what a moment. The crowd will go deathly silent.
Well, the penalty was for collapsing the maul. And now Sexton, well, he's about 14 in from touch. This is normally meat and drink for him. Such a good goal kicker.
But this could change and recreate history. It'll look further away than it ever has.
Pushed it to the right. Well, after all of that, it's still a 5-point advantage.
And the All Blacks live.
Cruden goes quickly. As we look at the kick drifting away, back to live action. The All Blacks have the ball again as Cruden. And the All Blacks, well, they'll keep the ball in hand, you'd imagine, as Retallick lays it back. Now Nonu, quick hands. And it was loose. Savio goes crawling back into the field of play. And Ireland are back to having to defend a lot as Aaron Smith frees it away for Cruden. Here's Retallick. How many times has he carried the ball today?
He's in trouble here though. They need to get it back to the All Blacks.
Finally did. Cruden in position, goes wide this time. Here's Reid ranging out. Good tackle there by Luke Fitzgerald. As Cruden slings it away into centre field. Just looking for an opening to occur. Aaron Smith again. Now Nonu, Barrett, McCaw, he's got Coles. Coles hands it off to Savia, very close to the touchline. Too close. And the clock goes ticking by. 4.5.
It does. It was a big hit from Kevin McLaughlin.
Well, Johnny Sexton's day is done. That missed kick, his last act of the game, and on comes Ian Madigan in 22 to close it out.
Just wonder whether or not the All Blacks there needed to actually just kick it right down into the Ireland territory, into the 22, and force them to then either kick it back out or force them to do something with it. At the moment, playing from that deep is quite dangerous.
I don't think Ireland have got it in them to run it any. They're just hanging on here.
Yeah, they are.
They're hanging on well.
Well, they'll hang on when they can defend well inside the All Blacks' own half, can't they?
Big throw again for Sean Cronin. And he does. He gets it right. Connor Murray. And now ducking his way through was Ian Madigan. Murray goes wide again. Fitzgerald has a crack. Now the All Blacks have held him up here. But it's going to be there for Murray. Charging onto it is big Kevin McLaughlin. All the replacement players there. Nonu almost got it.
Lost now.
Still the clock heading towards the 80 and perhaps history. McCaw's in after this. He's just beaten to the ball and no more.
Did well there, Connor Murray. McCaw has hands on it and he's strong.
Just happy to hang on to the ball. Not going anywhere. In fact, going backwards at this stage, Ireland.
Well, if they can hang on, it'll be enough.
Crowd right behind Ireland here. Down goes Declan Fitzpatrick.
Let's keep the feet, please.
Connor Murray. The All Blacks desperate to get their hands on this. There's McCaw piling in, trying to get a hold of it. Can't do so. Now the kick. So now Barrett waits. Heaslip lining him up. And well controlled this time, Beauden Barrett. He's looked really dangerous with the ball, but now it's free. And here's an opportunity. And Cruden glides off into the gap. His supporters with Nonu. Oh, he's lost it. Couldn't hang on. Big moment in the game.
Massive moment.
Snapped up by McLaughlin. Ireland have it back. He's still playing advantage. It won't last long. It's only a knock-on advantage. And back it comes. And this time the kick is made. And, oh yes, worked out well. Rolled it into touch. That'll kill a bit more time. Connor Murray, he has been immense.
They need to get moving, the All Blacks. This is Cruden jinking his way across field. Just slightly out in front of Nonu. Couldn't grab it with that left hand. The crowd rises.
2 minutes to go. Reid wins the line out. Off it goes to Cruden. Here's McCaw. Trapped inside his own 22. As Smith clears it off. Cruden tries something different. He's given away possession. Well, he had to try it, I guess. Complaining to the referee, but no response from Nigel Owens. So now can Ireland kill the last 2 minutes off?
Come the day and come the hour.
History possibly about to be made here in Dublin, where it all started in 1905. As O'Connell, what a game from the skipper. All Blacks come up off the line very quickly. But Ireland, as we get towards the last minute. What a result this will be. All Blacks can't get the ball. Murray waits. Still on the Irish side. Crowd absolutely roaring. And why not? Still on the Irish side. Penalty to the All Blacks. Now, Have they got time to kick it out? No, McCaw's tapped and gone. No, he wants to come back.
He's got time to take the touch.
Not bothering with it. They're going to run it. Ben Smith. Only seconds left. You'd have to think next time. Here's Kieran Reid. Can they pull it out of the fire? Barrett lays it back. Aaron Smith sends it wide to Whitelock.
Got to get it to Severe.
Still stuck around the halfway line. Here's Nonu. Off it goes to Ben Smith again. Desperate defence from the Irish.
Oh, they're cutting off the outside really well.
Time is up.
The two Franks brothers combined.
Next stoppage will be it.
The whole season hangs on this for the All Blacks. Ben Smith. Here's Kieran Reid. Got it back to Ben Smith. They're near the 22 with Nonu. Nonu again. Got it up to Crotty. Now they're close to the 22. Crowd all standing. What a moment this is. Here's Cruden, drops the pass off. Savia. Here's Messam, 5 metres away. Aaron Smith goes in again. Nonu, standing flat-footed. Lays it back. Aaron Smith scoops it away to Cruden. Here's Coles.
What a pass!
Coles!
What a pass!
Ryan Crotty scores!
Oh my goodness!
They've managed it.
Check for me, please.
It's 22 each.
Just check the pass there, please.
Oh, he wants to check for a forward pass.
A pass from Dane Coles to Ryan Crotty.
Oh, here's the game.
It looked good to me.
Just checking, yes.
It looked good to me.
If this is okay, then the kick for the 100% record.
Nothing wrong with it.
Looked fine. Surely it's a try.
On the second to last, not the last pass.
Say again?
The second to last one, not the last.
Not, yeah, the one to 23 looks okay to me.
Yeah.
Look okay to you. Look at the one before.
The one before from the fly half, okay.
That's the one I think, yeah. You can look at the both, but the second one looks okay.
I agree. Coles is fine. I think this one's fine as well. This is try time.
Look at the both.
Well, the crowd thinks it thinks it's forward.
Of course they do.
Big call here for Graham Hughes of England.
There's nothing wrong with both of those passes.
Well, we've seen some ridiculous calls made this weekend.
Nigel.
Yes.
Yep, you may award the try. Passes were fine.
It's going to happen.
Pass is fine and may award the try.
You may, yeah.
Well, Ireland are distraught because they're still not going to win regardless of this kick.
How much ticker does this team have? They look gone. With 2 minutes to play, they look gone. Such belief.
And now it's all focus on Aaron Cruden for the perfect season. 14 from 14. The crowd not silent now. Again, they charged early. The kick is...
He'll get another go at it. He has to get another go. Yep.
Well,
he has to. That's the rules.
What drama. He gets another go. Ireland charged early.
Won't charge.
And this time, no charge at all.
Charge early. Stay.
This time yes, exactly. But that's the rules. You cannot charge until the kicker starts to move his way forward.
No charge.
Right, here he goes, Aaron Cruden. And this time he's nailed it, and the All Blacks win. And they stay unbeaten through 2013, the first time it's happened in the professional era.
Final score, Ireland 22, New Zealand 24. The man of the match presentation will take place on pitch in a few moments' time. As always, thank you for your wonderful, wonderful support of Irish rugby. Let's have a nice warm round of applause for our
There's Brian O'Driscoll. Probably, well, they do say his last game against the All Blacks. What a spirited performance from Ireland. You'd probably have to say they're very unlucky. They did enough, you would think, to have won this game, but somehow this All Black machine conspired to beat them in the dying minutes of this match. Not only managing to salvage a draw with a try, they got 2 goes at a conversion and actually won the match when it looked all but gone. It looked gone. Such is the quality and the inner and self-belief in this team.
Well, disappointment for Ireland, no question about that. They did everything but. And really, I guess Johnny Sexton will reflect on the penalty that missed, which would have given them the 8-point lead, and the All Blacks wouldn't have got back then. Isaac Boss talking to an old teammate there. And it's handshakes all round. I think it's more relief, Justin.
I think it is relief, because they will admit themselves they probably, it was too far gone. They dug themselves a hole that only Ireland were going to let them out of. And in the finish, it was the missed opportunity. You'd have to say Johnny Sexton, if he had made that kick, it was beyond. It just showed that it was beyond the All Blacks to get more than the 7. But they got the opportunity with 4 minutes to go, and they had enough in them. They just had enough. You have to feel for Ireland, though, because they were good enough today. They were good enough to win.
Well, they've been so close on so many occasions. Today was just another opportunity for them, but it's passed them by. And there's Steve Hansen. There's so much resolve and strength and depth in this All Black team. Okay, let's hear from the skipper, Richie McCaw, with Tony.
Well, Richie, that's an amazing effort to get out of that, because for a long time in that game you were in a pretty deep hole.
Yeah, we were. But we haven't really played any footy in the last couple of minutes. But Ireland, you got to take your hat off to them the way they played. They came and threw everything at us, put us under pressure, and we only just hung in there. But I'm so proud of the guys. Never gave up believing, and perhaps the Irish boys, they started to perhaps believe it was there, and we got one chance and took it, I guess.
What were you thinking when Johnny Sexton was lining up that shot at goal? Because if that went over, it was probably all over Red Rover for you guys.
Well, it was over if that went over, but as soon as it missed, I think you could see our boys, so we got one chance, and we defended like hell for a few minutes and then got our chance, and I guess that's the difference. Well, there is no difference in this test footy, comes down to 1 to 2 chances, and thankfully we got one.
And well, in a way, you sort of got 2 chances right at the end because of that attempted charge, or the early charge of the kick. I mean, that was really cool under pressure from Aaron Cruden.
Yeah, I don't know whether they planned that or not, but yeah, I guess I was just relieved that it was going to be a loss, and the bonus was to get it over and get the win. So yeah, got on for doing that.
Well, at the end of it all, and we've kind of forgotten about it over the last hour because it was such a game that you were trying to win, but you've gone through the year with a perfect record, 100% winning record, and after missing out on it last year, how does that feel?
I think it'll take a wee while to sink in because there's not much left from the lads, but I think you look back on the year, we've had some great performances. Today wasn't probably the best performance, but you know, you saw the character of the team and the belief, and the boys coming off the sub bench added a hell of a lot. So, you know, you've got to be so proud of winning when the boys play well and also winning tough like today.
Is that something that you've got over the other teams, that you can bring players into the game that just add something at crucial times?
Well, I think you look at the two Franks boys up front, Liam Meeson, you know, they came on and added a hell of a lot up front, and yeah, Bodie at the back, you know, Ryan go on. So we're so proud to have guys that can just fill in, and you know, I guess that is a big strength. Okay, well, congratulations, Richie, to you and the team on what you've achieved this year. I'm sure the trip home's going to be a lot nicer now. Yeah, and can I just say, for all the support we've had this year from home, over here, everywhere, it's been hugely appreciated.
Good on you, mate.
Cheers.
So 14 from 14 in 2013, but they only just managed it here today. 24 points to 22 in Dublin. We'll take a break and we'll be back.